Look at him. Still looks the devil he was. Fists still clenched like they often were. Have you any idea what he was capable of?
He mistreated you?
He threw a decanter at me, but it's how he treated her that was hellish.
I think we know all we need to.
Those marks on her arm, you notice, Doctor. He did that with a hat pin.
Dear God in heaven.
And her dog. She loved that dog. Had no time for it myself. But to drench it in petroleum and set it alight before Miss Mary's very eyes.
The carriage will be round shortly.
Good.
Mr. Holmes seems in no hurry. He's down by the pond, staring at a swan.
He'll be combining facts and details with the utmost finesse and delicacy.
But why does he bother? These are commonplace rogues we're after, and we'll have them. We've alerted every seaport already, and a reward will be offered before evening. That Mr. Holmes should still show interest. It's like a learned specialist troubling himself with a case of measles.
Holmes won't rest until the truth's as clear in his own mind as a mathematical equation.
His is an extraordinary talent.
Oh, indeed. He can take violence, misery, terror, and disgrace, and make of them an instructive, even classical demonstration.
Beeswing. Beeswing, beeswing, beeswing.
2 more stations and we're home.
Beeswing and a few plates of silver. Beeswing.
What are you muttering about?
It's wrong, it's all wrong. How can we leave a case in that condition?
Lady Brackenstall's story was complete, the detail exact, and dreadful.
Because she has the looks and intelligence to be a heroine in one of your more riveting tales? And why strike her?
To keep her from screaming.
I would imagine that a sure way to make a woman scream. And why such limited plunder? And would such men leave a bottle half empty in the beeswing?
As soon as we reach London, I'm going to the club. You may do as you please.
Your beeswing, of course. Come on, Watson.
What?
Out we go.
But the train's moving.
Come on, leap out like a hero in a story.
Holmes, this is insane.
Wine glasses, Watson.
What about the
Picture them.
picture? 3 wine
From which
glasses.
we're told 3 men drank.
Yes, there had been wine in all 3.
But beeswing, the sediment in only one. Why?
It was the last glass filled.
No. The bottle was full of it. It's inconceivable that the first 2 glasses were clear while the third was heavily charged. There is an alternative explanation. As it seems I must be forever reminding Hopkins.
And it is?
That only 2 glasses were used and the dregs of both poured into a third.
But that would mean...
Yes. The lady is lying.
Oh, no, that I cannot believe.
You must keep in mind that this is not a romantic novel, Watson. If it were, the train to take us back to Abbey Grange would be pulling in now, right on cue. But in reality, by my reckoning, we have fully 23 minutes to wait.
2 hours later, we were back in Abbey Grange. Inspector Hopkins had gone off to report to headquarters. The body of Sir Eustace had been removed. Lady Brackenstall and her maid were closeted away together upstairs. I was sitting in a corner of the dining room, like a student compelled to observe a demonstration of his professor, and Holmes was standing on the mantelpiece. Holmes, what on earth are you doing up there?
I'm endeavouring to reach the remaining inches of bell rope on the ceiling.
What for?
But I cannot. Not even with my knee on this.
That bracket won't hold you.
Yes, it will. It's done so before.
You've been up there before?
No, Watson. I haven't been up there before, but I should have been. Someone else has.
Who?
Well, our murderer, I should think. You see? This is the rope he used to bind the lady, the end's frayed.
Well, of course, if he pulled it down from the ceiling.
No, but he didn't. No. If you were to pull down a bell rope, where would it break? Surely at the spot where it's attached to the wire, but there are 3 inches of rope still up there. No. Our killer, who, by the way, is as strong as a lion, active as a squirrel, and 6'3" in height, our killer needed a rope. But he couldn't tear it down for fear of raising alarm by ringing the bell, so he got himself up on the mantelpiece, did our jolly Jack Squirrel, put his knee on that bracket, the impression still there in the dust, and cut the cord. This end he was cunning enough to fray with his knife.
Why are you here unannounced, Mr. Holmes?
Because I've one or two more questions for you and your mistress, Teresa.
I won't have her vexed with more questions.
Well, then perhaps you can answer them for us. For instance, this mark on the seat of the chair in which Lady Brackenstall was tied. What is it?
Blood, I suppose. There was plenty of it.
But your mistress was already in the chair when the murder was done, not so?
Well, there was a lot of blood.
Indeed. And your memory of detail maybe confuse the ghastly figure on the floor, your mistress's distress.
Yes, screaming enough to drive anyone out of their wits. Not that Miss Mary ever wanted courage.
Nursed her since she was a baby, have you not?
Yes.
And you came with her to England?
That's right, I'll never leave her.
Your first voyage, was it? From Adelaide to London in June last year?
That is correct, Mr. Holmes. But is it proper you should again cross-examine my maid without my knowledge?
We're sorry to inconvenience you again, Lady Brackenstall.
Lady Brackenstall, I'm convinced you're a much-tried woman, and my desire is to make things easy for you.
Really? This is hardly the tone to make things easy.
My tone may soften if you tell me the truth.
Holmes.
How dare he? I have told you everything.
No. That won't do. You may have heard of any little reputation which I possess. I would stake it all on the fact that your story is an absolute fabrication.
Listen to him. Impudence.
Well, the truth.
I have told you all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll see that the carriage is brought round for you.
As you wish. Come, Watson, we'll wait outside.
Holmes, it was
An attempt to elicit the truth.
But to talk in that manner to a lady like that...
I'd hoped to shock her into confession. But it
Confession?
didn't work. Oh, no matter. There are other ways.
Are we going back to London now?
Yes.
Then why do we have to wait out here? It's freezing.
I wanted one more look at that swan.
Why the sudden interest in ornithology?
You see, the pond is frozen over.
Yes, so am I.
A hole's been broken in the ice for the convenience of that solitary bird.
And?
You see no other possible convenience?
Nope.
Well, perhaps Inspector Hopkins will see more. I'll write him a note about it. Ah, here's the carriage. Come along.
And so, once again, we attempted the journey to London. This time, we completed it. I said next to nothing on the way, while Holmes expounded theories and threw out speculations, few of which seemed to me to have anything to do with the case in hand. When we finally reached Baker Street, I was exhausted, weighed down by an indefinable foreboding and something like sorrow. I retired early, but my dreams that night were vivid, insistent, ghastly.
You're no ordinary woman.
Pretty precious.
You are kind, very
Your
kind.
hair is long, rich gold.
Poetic, that is.
And mine pretty precious.
Beeswing, Watson. Beeswing.
Tied to a man like this.
Sailor's knot.
Day and night.
See my white teeth grinning through my black beard.
Strong as a lion, 6'3" and nimble.
All honey then.
Monstrous.
Such limited plunder.
Dress all spotted.
Sacrilege.
Pretty precious, just pour a drop of this and more drops all over. What? All
Wickedness.
yes, all wet.
Wickedness.
All lovely and long and
Wickedness.
soaking wet. Now,
Wickedness.
Watson!
Wickedness.
Watson, wake up!
Oh, good God. Holmes.